Good evening, Drew.
Okay, is this happening? Is it working? Is it recording?
I think it's. I think so.
Okay. Do we feel good about it, or do we need to pause and test?
No, I feel good. I'm watching the.
You're watching waveforms.
Yeah, I'm watching the pipeline. Well, I don't know what the heck they call these things. A session. They call it a session.
Call it a session.
So I'm recording off of Discord, and I'm recording off of my mic.
Okay.
I've got 2 audio files, so I think we're good.
Okay. You know, we usually riff pretty good, and we generate such good content. I don't want to have to redo any of this.
You do kind of sound like garbage.
I do?
Well, I don't think it's your mic. You just sound very robotic.
Really? Uh-oh.
Very robotic.
You sound great.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Why would that be?
I don't know.
My ping's not super terrible. Is it getting better or worse?
It's the robotic's gone, but it's still kind of crackly.
Uh-oh. All right, hang on.
All right.
Voice and video. Noise suppression. Oh, man. Noise reduction. Automatic gain control. Oh, no. I don't understand any of this. There's no, there's no way for me to control the audio.
No.
Oh, man.
I think it's okay. As long as you're recording, we'll be fine.
Oh, no. Paul, I have bad vibes, buddy. I have bad vibes. I don't know.
Bad vibes.
This might have been a mistake. Let's go back to what we love. I can't. Leave all this in.
Okay. All right.
We're going to Skype.
All right. I will. Okay. Hold on.
All right. Calling now. Okay, fine. That's great. Call Paul.
Hello again.
Okay. All right. How do I sound?
Much better.
Okay. So clearly that. Okay. All right. So our grand
it was definitely a
Discord
Discord problem. Yeah.
Okay. Definitely a Discord problem. I just was trying to navigate away from Skype, but you know what? Lesson learned. We just got to go with what works.
We can try it again.
I don't know, man. I'm already hurt. I don't think I'm ready to love again.
Oh, usually Discord works so well for us, but
yeah, I don't really have. Now, interestingly enough, I have been told by friends that I play games with that occasionally my Discord sounds like I'm a robot. So it's obviously something to do with Discord on my end. I can't figure out what, because it seems like it's very sporadic.
Yeah, that was weird.
So, okay, we've got oh boy, we've got things to talk about. It is November 5th. It's a Thursday. We still don't know who won the presidential election. What did you do on election night?
I watched the news. I had the news on till about 10:30, and then I just went to bed, and I think that was the right decision. Oh, actually, the right decision would have been not watching the news at all. Sound like you had a very busy night, though. What did you do?
Yeah, so I ended up having to work election night. I can't really go into super specifics around it. Suffice to say that in my role, I support customers that do work on Azure. And, you know, coincidentally or not, I had to work all night Tuesday and most of Wednesday morning. It was a very long work day for me. And again, I need to be a little bit cagey about it. I can't go into specifics, but at the end, even though it was a long day, it was very insightful. And I actually feel kind of proud about some of the work that I was able to do, even though I can't talk about it.
Nice. Nice.
But it was good. And I got to sort of I got a peek behind the curtain of how some of this stuff works. And it was good. It was good. There weren't any major problems. I didn't have to do a ton of things. I just had to kind of be around. And you know, there were times where there were questions, and me and a bunch of colleagues had to jump in and do some work. But it was good. I really felt good about it. I was super tired on Wednesday.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up. I actually didn't feel super great on Wednesday. I don't know if it's because I had stayed up late and was speed eating Cheez-Its. That was probably what made me not feel good. But I ended up having incredibly explosive diarrhea. Like I think I essentially sandblasted our toilet bowl. Like I don't think that's ever coming out. Like it was rough. So I don't know what happened, but my poops were weird. My poops were weird for a while.
Is everything back to normal?
Things are mostly back to normal. I just think I had a little touch of a stomach bug. So I don't think it was anything major. But it was definitely a rough few hours. And then to sort of celebrate being completely stressed out and not awake very much, when I woke up on Wednesday for my nap, I ate a bunch of wings. So that probably wasn't the best move for an upset stomach, but I really wanted some wings. I don't know. Because in these uncertain times, the only thing I can count on is the fact that I like getting fat. So
exactly. Oh.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling with how everything is with the election?
Man, I don't know. I'm in a real weird place because we talked a little bit about this last week. But yeah, I just have a lot of friends and relatives that really want Donald Trump to win re-election. And all the stuff that he is saying over the past few days that is completely disgusting and an indictment of democracy is stuff they just lap up with a spoon, and it's just very disappointing. It's disappointing and really disheartening. I think that Joe Biden is going to end up winning this election.
I do too.
I think that it's going to be an extremely long and drawn out process from a group of people that would rather just throw a fit than accept reality. Yeah, it's just stressful. It's very stressful. I want it to be done and over with because I've got other things that I want to worry about. It wasn't quite the Democratic blowout that I think everybody was expecting it to be, proving once again that pollsters just don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing.
That is very true.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm with you. I think Biden is going to win the election officially. I think Trump is going to fight this thing tooth and nail. He's going to do what he always does. He's going to whine and he's going to lie. But I think eventually, I think when January comes, I think, at some point he'll give up and stop fighting it. He won't stop complaining about it, but he'll stop fighting it. And, Joe Biden will be the next president. And, but I'm with you. I keep looking at the numbers of people that voted for Trump. And I just can't believe there's like 70 million people in this country that would look at the 4 years of, just all the lies, all the crimes he committed, all the allegations of sexual assault, all of his comments against veterans, the 240,000 people that have died from coronavirus in this country, have looked at all that and went, yeah, I'll take 4 more years of that, please.
Right. One, please.
So I at this point, I don't have any, if I find out that you supported Trump in 2020, you're no longer a person to me. I just don't have any place for those people in my lives anymore. It's just over. It's over. We will never be friends. I'll make some small exceptions for immediate family, but I'm just done. I'm done. Mm-hmm. I don't need those people in my life. They're not welcome to be around me, and that's it. Yeah, I'm just done. I'm done. I'm so angry at those people, disappointed in the country. Yeah. Let's talk about stuff we bought.
Yeah. Let's talk about stuff that we bought. Okay. Man, I've got stories, and they're always long and drawn out. I'm
here for this.
Well, no, we're not doing that yet.
Okay.
We're not doing that yet.
Okay. All right.
I want this. I want that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I received. This is probably a little bit of follow up. I received my Apple Clear iPhone 12 case.
Okay. Which is the exact same case I have, to be clear.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I like the look of it.
Uh-oh.
I hate everything else about it.
Okay. I seem to recall that your question to me was, does it fly out of your hand like a bar of soap?
Mm-hmm.
Does it fly out of your hand like a bar of soap?
No, but it is more slippery than I would like.
Okay.
I think it could be a little more tacky, as in a little bit more grippy. But it's fine. The square sides account for that. My number one complaint is how hard it is to push the buttons.
Yeah. Okay. So good news there. Okay. Hold on. Good news there.
Okay.
It loosens up.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Yes. The side lock button was almost painful to push when I first put my phone in it. Now having used it for a couple weeks, it is way more responsive. Those will loosen up.
Okay.
Yeah. You're okay.
I feel like I have to like ninja grip it to get enough like torque to push on the button.
I was there too.
Okay. All right. So maybe next week we'll follow up and I'll see how I feel about it.
Yeah. I've really grown accustomed to the case. Sort of piling on to your update. I did get shipping confirmation that my apparently 3 credit card wallet, which is the plural of, which is more than 2, as we've discussed, that I'm getting my leather wallet MagSafe adapter thingy for my phone tomorrow. I was hoping it would be here for this podcast so I could provide a review. I'm trying to remain positive, but I really think I'm going to end up not using it. Not most of all because it is only holding 3 cards, and realistically, I need it to hold like 6. But I don't know how I'm going to use it. I don't know how I'm going to use my wireless stuff with it. I don't know how I'm going to charge it in my car. I'm going to have to like take the wallet off and then remember to like reattach the wallet. I don't know. Like these are problems that normal people probably don't have. Like normal everyday people probably don't have.
Yeah. They want you to take that off and use the Qi charging. Now, I did get my MagSafe wireless charger. I ordered one of those. I've replaced. I use Qi charging both at my desk and on my nightstand, but when by my bed. So when I sleep, I've using the MagSafe by my bed, and it is wonderful because I don't have to like do that little game where like I like listen for like the phone to buzz as it gets perfectly on the the Qi charger. The magnets just snap right on, and I really like it.
All right, so I am starting to really come around on this whole wireless charging stuff, even though it doesn't charge as fast as I would like. I may have given a shout out to this company before, but I just dropped something in the chat that I'd like you to go take a look, or something in the doc that I'd like you to go take a look at.
Ooh.
Okay. So, what are you looking at here? You're looking at the website. Yeah, you're looking at the website grovemade.com, which makes really, really nice natural, like real wood cases and other desk accessories for Apple products primarily. They announced this late last week, and I forgot to put it in. I think they might have announced it last Friday, so maybe that's why I didn't bring it up then. But what this is this is a stand that accepts your MagSafe adapter. It is made out of wood, and it is designed to basically hold your phone at roughly at an 80-degree angle, so that when the phone is charging, it is facing you. It looks really, really nice, and you can get it in walnut or maple. I'm a big fan of the walnut one personally. The maple looks good. So it's very heavy. So it's very sturdy, right? It's a very sturdy little guy. And it's designed to take the MagSafe adapter that you bought, and it sort of holds it there and then provides a safe kind of like thing to charge on your desk. I took a look at this and I thought, man, if I had a MagSafe adapter, I think I would be all over this.
That's
So I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I don't know if I need this.
I don't either, but I really like it. I like the idea of it. Now, interestingly enough, like I don't think Grove Made really makes phone cases anymore, but they do make a lot of really nice desk accessories. Like if you look at some of like the monitor stands and like the Mac stands that are made out of wood and metal, like the laptop lift and the walnut laptop risers, that stuff's really nice. Like the desk mats and the desk trays. Man, I think I could really get on board with some of this stuff, but it is a little pricey.
Yeah. Well, it's probably handmade, all out of wood.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
I can see. Yep, artisanal.
Yep. Anyway, I just sort of threw that. When you started mentioning the MagSafe thing, I just wanted to bring that to your attention because I thought maybe there'd be something you would invest in. But, All right. I've got a story.
I want to hear it.
Okay. I'll cut right to the chase. I am now a proud owner of an Nvidia 3090, which is the new flagship card.
I saw this on Twitter. I was very excited for you.
Uh-huh.
How did you get it? Is that
I
the
got
story?
it.
Should I just be quiet?
Well, I got it at Micro Center. I got it through what I consider to be legit methods, but it was an interesting sort of twist of fate that made this all happen. So I think as we've sort of lamented on this program before, this launch of latest computer upgrades, specifically around graphics cards, has been really difficult. It's been really hard to secure any of these Nvidia 3000 series cards. Your experience notwithstanding, if you've been looking for a 3080 or a 3090, it has been slim pickings. November is usually a pretty big gaming month. We are gearing up for Call of Duty, which launches next week. Cyberpunk will be a month roughly after that. So in my heart of hearts, I was really, really hoping to get this upgrade done before all those games came out. But I sort of realized that was going to be really hard to do just because the supply is still so constrained. So I sort of started getting worn down by everything. I started to look at alternatives to securing a card. Now, when these things launch, there are always scalpers. If you've ever tried to buy a Nintendo Switch when they first came out, and then even when the pandemic started, you know that there were people who will buy these things and then make a markup on them and put them on sites like eBay or Craigslist or whatever.
Right.
And those people, while I don't necessarily agree with the practice of it, it works. If you can take an Nvidia card that costs $1,500 and you have one in your hands, right now there are 12 to 30 people that would gladly pay you above market value for that card because they want it. And I sort of consider myself one of those people. So I was really starting to weigh my options and think, man, there's just really going to be no way I'm going to be able to get one of these graphics cards. So I started looking on eBay. And prices were anywhere from annoying to ridiculous, with an average markup, depending on the card, of anywhere from $500 to $1,000. And that's pretty high.
That's significant, yeah.
That's pretty significant for something that is already an extravagance, right? Like the Nvidia 3090, the reference card, the Founders Edition, like that card is $1,600, right? It's like $1,599. You're going to end up paying close to $1,700 or more when you factor in taxes. So it is not a cheap thing to buy. And then the third-party card makers like Asus, EVGA, companies like that, like they can make cards based on the reference design that cost the same amount of money, but oftentimes they will slightly overclock the cards for you and provide extra bells and whistles and LED lights and all sorts of things that you may or may not need, and then charge you a premium for it. So, those cards go for hundreds of dollars more over the standard MSRP already. So, long story short, I started looking around on eBay. Now, I don't know when eBay did this, but if you were to go on eBay and you were to search for an Nvidia 3090, in the search results, you can filter by location. And you can basically say, show me listings that are within a certain mile radius of a certain zip code. So I was putzing around on there, and I said, okay, show me everything within 50 miles of zip code 43017. And there were 6 hits. Several of them were in Columbus. Like a 10, 15, 20-minute drive at most for me. And so basically I looked at the listings, and people wanted like anywhere from $2,200 to $2,500 for these video cards. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to take a shot in the dark here. So I'm going to basically message these sellers, and I'm going to come in with not a ridiculously low bid, but I'm going to come in under book and see who bites. And I'm basically going to say, hey, I'm local, I'm paying cash, let's make this happen, right?
Okay.
Like the world's lamest drug deal, okay? and I got a lot of no responses. I got a lot of negative responses, let's call it that.
Okay.
And then I had a couple people that were like, yeah, I won't do that, but I'll do $2,000. I think I had an offer on the table for an Asus reference card design that sells for $1,600 for $2,000, which would be a $400 markup. But that's to say nothing of the fact that, you know, I'm buying it from a stranger on the internet. I don't necessarily have the ability to I don't know what the rules are for like RMAing if it's bad. So there's significant risk. Like the money is kind of the least of my worries in that sort of transaction.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, I broke the guy down to $2,000, and I said, well, you know, part of me was just like, man, I really don't want to give into this scalper lifestyle. I told him, like, you know, give me a couple days to think about it. And he goes, well, if I sell it, I can't do anything about it. And I said, that's fine. So that was this weekend. Like, I was extremely close to meeting this individual at a lot of police stations now have like online seller safe zones. Have you seen these?
I have seen those. Yes.
Yeah. So Dublin has one. It's extremely well lit. There's a lot of security cameras. So like if things got weird or someone scams you, like your chances are better than average of like some sort of restitution, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. At least it would be on camera. Yeah, you'd have evidence and
So I was extremely close to making that transaction happen last Saturday. But common sense prevailed and I didn't. So anyway, fast forward to election day. I knew that I was going to have to work late that day. So I got up early and I went to my gym at 5:15 in the morning. And I got done working out about 6:30. So at 6:30, I was planning to go vote. Obviously, the polls weren't open yet. So I left my gym and I drove to Micro Center just to go see what the line has been looking like. Because every day people have been lining up at Micro Center and a chance to get a card. Like literally every day. Now, the weather has gotten a little bit colder, and it was election day. So I figure my chances of getting in line at a good position at 6:30 in the morning were going to be pretty good. Now, Micro Center normally opens at 10. So if I had as I'm driving over there, I was like, how long does the line have to be for me to consider standing in it for what was going to amount to be 3.5 hours at that point in the cold? I wasn't in my gym shorts. I did bring long pants, you know, that day, thankfully. If I had been in gym shorts, I probably wouldn't have done this. But I drove over there, and there was nobody in line. So my first thought was, okay, what do these people know that I don't? Because literally every day I've driven past here, there's been people outside. I thought maybe it was because of election day, or maybe they got cards yesterday, and their chances of getting cards back-to-back were slim. So I parked my car. I got my Starbucks out of my car, and I stood outside the door. I got there, like I said, a little after 6:30, and I was the only one there till roughly 7:15 when another gentleman showed up. And then for the next hour, there was 2 or 3 other people that got in line. A lot of the people that were in line also were in line yesterday, and they received no cards. So immediately my spirits lifted a little bit. I was like, okay, they've been getting in a handful of cards here and there. I'm sort of liking these odds. I'm gonna see this out.
Okay.
Now, the other thing that happened was in November, Micro Center has moved to their holiday hours. So they open at 9 every day now in the morning.
Nice. So less time to wait.
Okay, so less time to wait, right? And as someone who just drank a full cup of Starbucks, like my bladder probably couldn't have handled it. Because I'm 40 now, and that's something that happens to 40-year-olds. So I'm standing in line. There's people in the store. I can see that they have clearly received some things. I don't know when they get their trucks. I think they get them first thing in the morning before they open. I saw people stocking shelves from where I could see people stocking shelves. I saw people mopping the floors and everything. And then as we got closer to the doors opening, it looked like they had like a little stand up right outside like the main door. And then they opened the doors. And there was like 8 of us in line. We walked in. They were unboxing all of the video cards they got in. They got in several 3080s and 3090s. So everybody that was in line got one. And it was a very wholesome moment. And we all cheered. And we bonded a little bit. Yeah. So I was able to secure... Let me put the link to what I got here. So, like I was saying, there are several different like models of 3090s. And the one I got is the one I just put in chat. So I was fortunate because I seem to have gotten what is considered to be one of the more unicorn cards here. This is an Asus ROG Strix 3090 OC edition. So this is a non-reference design. It is overclocked like from the factory. It has very, very tasteful RGB. Like I'm going to send you some pictures of my newest computer build that has this card in it. It's very tastefully done. It's not ostentatious at all. It is like ridiculous. Like it is ridiculously large for a video card. Like I'm very thankful that I have a retention brace for my case because this thing is just such a chunky boy. But yeah, that's what I was able to get. And, the other thing I forgot to mention too is like I was really being a hawk watching for these video cards to come in stock. And like I was using Discord bots that would alert channels to when things got in stock in websites. And I was using like really sketchy browser extensions to monitor like Best Buy. Like I didn't feel good about my life constantly trying to be on the prowl to grab one of these things. So long story short, I was able to secure one. I ended up paying probably more money than I should have. The fact that this is a non-reference card. We'll put a link in the show notes to the card model. If you go online and like you find a website, you find a place that sells this, you can see what the MSRP is, and that's what I paid. I didn't pay a scalper. It's not cheap. But so far it has been an absolute beast of a device. Like the performance the performance gain is definitely there for my 2080. Okay. Obviously a 3080 would have done that as well. Time will tell if the premium of the 3090 is the way to go over the 3080 in my case. But we will see. The only other kind of like epilogue to this story is again, as one of our 59, I think now listeners will remember fondly, is my computer build stories. And again, for those of you that have been listening for a while, you will know that I have a fully, custom liquid cooled computer, and I can't just take a graphics card and replace it in my system. So part of this exercise was going to be tearing down my old system. And the way that my current system my old system was configured was I can't just take out the video card and cool the rest. Like there was a sequence.
It's part of your loop.
Yeah. It was part of the loop, right? And I could try to bypass it, but it would have been like a lot of jank. So as part of this upgrade, I have decided to completely ditch my custom water cooling. That era of my life is now officially over. I don't have many regrets. I have some regretsies. I would say that I spent a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of effort for minimal gain. I look back on that whole part of my life and just decide that, you know what, I'm going to learn and grow from it, and basically tell anybody who's thinking about doing this not to do it. I will employ force if need be, because I just don't think that it's worth it. So as part of that, I made a couple other purchases. The first thing that I purchased was a new all-in-one liquid cooler, and I just placed a link in that on the website. Now, funny story, this AIO cooler is made by the same company that made my custom loop components. It is a very highly reviewed cooler. It has wonderful RGB, which I know you're a huge fan of.
Oh, I love it. Can't get enough.
But it uses the same types of pumps that are found in its custom cooling loops. It uses the same radiator types that are found in its custom loops, and they are very, very highly reviewed. And the performance of this loop for the money is excellent. Okay, so I ordered that off of Amazon even before I had secured my video card, because I knew that I was going to be getting a card eventually, one way or another. So I wanted to be ready, because when I tore my loop down, I still need something to cool my CPU, so I needed that. The other thing that I did is I invested in a new computer case. I am building with a company that I've always wanted to build in before, that I just never had bought, because there's not a lot of places you can buy these cases from, at least locally. And that company is Fantex. So the Fantex Evolve X glass is what I am using. Paul, if you take a look at that link, this is a very nice aluminum and glass case. Both sides have doors to open, so you can get to the front or the back of the case. The LEDs are extremely tasteful. There is like an LED that is sort of behind the front panel where the fans are. And then there is a solid LED, like a very, very subtle LED strip that sort of runs along the bottom of the case. There is no other LED on this case. There's no LED fans or anything. Certainly you can add your own if you want, but it is a much more subdued look with what I'm building now. So I'm going to send you a picture of my current system.
So what color did you get?
Silver.
Okay, got that was the color I was gonna. That's the one I like.
I was gonna do the anodized black, but it was sold out. But as I started looking at pictures of them online, I decided that silver was also the superior choice. So this is a picture of the front of my case. It is not lit up blue; it is lit up white. I don't know why the color balance is off in that picture.
Okay.
And then this is a shot of the side of my case, and I want you to see if you notice anything weird about what this looks like.
Okay.
Based on everything we've talked about.
So I see the lights on the video card on the side there, also shining white. Looks like your RAM lights up, or is that just a reflection?
Nope, my RAM. Oh, title. Hold on. I'm sure their lamb lights up. Okay. Yeah, my RAM has always lit up. It was like that in my old build.
Okay.
But you're close. You're getting warmer.
I'm getting warmer. Okay. There's a weird diagonal, it looks like light that I can't recognize. Okay. I don't know if that's a reflection off of the glass.
It is not.
Reflection. Okay.
Okay. What is usually near the RAM?
Enhance. Well, usually the CPU is generally in that area. Okay. Okay, what is that?
That is my all-in-one cooler.
So that's your all-in-one. So how is it making that light? That is a weird.
Okay. Before we go any further, I need you to reconcile the fact that is not the same AIO I linked to you before.
Oh.
Because what would a computer building adventure be with Drew if things went according to plan?
Oh, okay. I need to. Oh.
Okay, so here's what happened.
So what happened, Drew?
Okay, all right. Because in one final indignity from the company that I invested thousands of dollars in with a custom loop, after doing all my research and deciding that this was the all-in-one cooler that I wanted to use, when I finally finished my build, I had everything plugged in, everything was ready to go. I booted up, and it didn't boot. Now, that was because I forgot to plug in one of the 12-volt power plugs on my motherboard. And it didn't boot. So after I discovered that I forgot to plug that in, I plugged it in and I turned it back on. And BIOS was like, hey, your computer didn't boot last time for, whatever reason. We went ahead and reset your BIOS, right? Which, safety feature, I get it. And it dumped me into BIOS. Now, my BIOS, I have a Gigabyte Oros motherboard. It's not an Asus for reasons. Don't at me. But like most modern UEFI BIOS systems, when you go into BIOS, on the right-hand side, it sort of shows you like some statistics about what's happening with your computer, right? Like what frequency, what's your voltage, what's your RAM running out. Like there's usually a sidebar or somewhere on the screen it shows you that, but it also shows you the temperature. And as I was putzing around resetting all the things I needed to set in my reset BIOS, my temperature started to go up and up and up. It was like 51, 55, 62,
almost like it wasn't
70,
being cooled at all.
Almost like it wasn't being cooled. And I was like, uh-oh. So I quickly turned it off, and I double-checked everything. Like, I wanted to make sure that maybe I missed, like, some weird pump connection or something. Like, I rechecked the manual. Everything looked like it was good. I tried again, same thing. I could only conclude that the pump was bad in that particular AIO because the fans were spinning, but it didn't. The pump wasn't making any noise. It didn't seem like it was doing anything. Now, interestingly enough, I had bought this particular AIO cooler from Amazon. I have tried to return things to Amazon before, but a lot of the trinkets and crap that I buy on Amazon, usually they're like, we're just going to send you another one. Don't worry about sending that one back. Yeah. But I went through the return process for this, and it was relatively painless. What I did is I said, I want to return this. I packaged it all up as best I could after assembling it, and I printed a label, and I took it to Kohl's, and that was that. Like, it was actually a pretty simple return process. So I ended up instead going with this cooler, which was kind of my silver medal. Hang on, let me find a link to this AIO cooler. Yeah, I think it's this one. It is this one. I don't think it's this one. It is this one. You're going to look at this and you're going to hate it, but I'm going to tell you why I went with this one. So yeah, go take a look at that. That is what you are looking at in my case.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but here's the thing. Okay. What I need you to do is scroll down a little bit on that page.
Yeah, I'm looking at the gallery. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you get to the bottom, there's a couple things there's three things I really like about this liquid cooler. The first is the fans that come with it are not like they're not just good fans. They are probably the best fans. They are black Noctua static pressure fans, which means they are very quiet and they move a lot of air. So already in this package, you're getting 3 really good fans on an AIO cooler. And spoiler alert, when you buy an AIO cooler of any kind, fans are usually where they get you. In fact, if you want to increase the performance of most AIO coolers, go get some better static pressure fans and you'll see a difference. This comes with really good ones. Now, the second thing that it does is it has an OLED screen built into it.
Of course it does.
Right? And that can be configured to show hardware statistics, a custom picture of, like, say, your dog, or whatever you want, okay? So I can have it sort of flip between temperatures, which is nice because that way I can just sort of glance over and see what's going on in my system, which is completely unnecessary.
I see you have the temperature there on the little screen. Yep.
Yeah, and every few seconds it refreshes with a different statistic. Right now I have it flipping between 3. I have it flipping between CPU temperature, CPU voltage, and GPU temperature. All 3 of those statistics sort of like are on rotation. There's a few other companies that provide this. NZXT also has a cooler that does this for roughly the same price. But here's the third thing about this that I really like. When you look at that picture, you'll notice that appears to be a very large box as far as AIO coolers go. That is because, in addition to the pump being in there is also a small fan that moves air across the VRM section of your motherboard. So there's actually some active cooling near the pump that sort of circulates air around the VRM section of your motherboard, which is like, the VRM is basically what makes it so you can overclock and you get consistent voltage to your CPU. And, those get hot too. So, the motherboard I have has really nice passive heat sinks on those areas already, but just moving some extra air around doesn't hurt. So those were kind of the three main features that I decided to go with when I replaced this. Now, this is definitely on the higher end of cost for an AIO cooler, but so far I've been very impressed with its performance. Like, I'm just going to come out and say it. Like, the CPU temperatures I'm seeing with this thing are lower than I had with my custom loop. And I'm sure that that's probably my fault, right? Because I didn't know what I was doing. It was my first rodeo with that stuff. And again, good learning experience, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't worth it. It's just not worth it. And I will defend that.
Well, I'm glad that everything is working better for you. It certainly looks nice.
Yeah, it is a much... Oh, and okay, now here's the other thing. This case, you have seen, and I think you have also built computers in your day, you will often realize that on the back side of cases, there is often like a lot of wires that sort of just end up loose. This particular case, if you go to the link for the case again, and you scroll down to the place that says massive storage, on the back side of the case, in other words, like not the side you're looking at, there are two doors built into the case that hide your wires. And this company is obsessed with cable management. Like, there is a built-in fan controller that you can plug everything into. There are so many Velcro strips to tie everything down. Like, you can sort of see them in that picture. It does a really good job of not only organizing, but hiding all those cables. It was a wonderful case to work in. I definitely give it my seal of approval, and it's got really good airflow too. So I've been very impressed with this case. And everybody, thanks for tuning in to Drew's Computer Corner again. I'm really glad everybody was here. Don't forget to ring that bell, mash that subscribe button. Let's go.
I'm glad Drew's Computer Corner is back. Oh.
And I'm hoping it's gone. It stays away for a little while. So anyway. All right, I want to hear about your belt.
Yes, I just have two. This is really quick follow-up. I've been living with my Anson belts for a little bit longer now. I did get some feedback from a friend of the show, David. Hi, friend of the show, David. He basically let me know that while he was listening to our podcast, he accidentally spent $100 on belts.
We did it. Anson, sponsor us.
It's like, I can't believe I listened to Drew basically, fill out his shopping cart, and then he realized he was doing the same thing. So I have learned that I really enjoy being able to adjust my belt during the day without looking like a total creep. Not that a lot of people see me, but it is very nice just to be able to pull the belt a little tighter or loosen it up just by, lifting that little bar and, just pulling on a little bit. I know it's nice. I'm still enjoying the Anson belts. So have you gotten yours yet?
Paul, I have a confession to make.
Okay.
I didn't order them.
Okay, good. That's fine.
I'm going to. I promise you, I'm going to. As you may have realized from other parts of this podcast,
you
I've spent a lot of money. So,
yeah, that's all. I'm enjoying them. They're a good quality belt. I do think I need to trim off a little bit more and not have such of a flap on the end. But yeah, I'm digging them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. A couple other little things to sort of round us out here. Paul, what does Zach have for a CPU in his computer right now?
Oh,
Is it AMD is what I'm driving at?
No, it's an Intel i7, I think Coffee Lake 6 core 3.2 gigahertz base speed, 4 something boost. I could be completely wrong. This is all based off of memory. But it is an Intel chip.
Okay. So the AMD 5000 series launch was today. I didn't try hard to get one. If one had come my way, I probably would have bought it. But I'm convinced that I'm going to be upgrading soon. I'm sort of gunning for the 5900X, which is the Ryzen 9. I don't think I'm going to go for the highest of high end on this one. The reviews that are coming in are very, very positive. So I'm thinking about trying to secure a new 5000 series, which is going to leave me with an extra processor. And if Zach, had an AMD motherboard, I was just going to offer it up to you. But I'm going to have to find another home.
No. We went Intel when we built his PC. I mostly buy Intel because I'm hopeful that they will stop sucking. Get their stuff.
Not looking good, right? It's not looking good right now, brother.
It's not looking good. Nope.
Nope. Yeah. All reviews are basically pointing to the fact that Intel has no answer for this. They're hedging on them taking back the performance crown here with their upcoming launch. It isn't going to be until next year now. On an antiquated process that they are squeezing every last drop out of. AMD is just absolutely crushing it right now. Absolutely crushing it. I'm excited to get one. Look for a review here if I manage to secure one in the coming weeks.
Okay.
Last thing that I want to talk about is I updated my car, much like you would update your iPhone or watch.
So it had a patch. It needed some updates.
Well, this was weird. So my car. So like everything else in our lives, my car has an app, and it is called the BMW Connected app. And I think I talked about this a little bit, where I can start my car, I can get pictures from the camera, I can see how much gas is in it, I can unlock it, I can do all sorts of things from this app. It's great. It's a really good app. But I got in my car the other day. I drove somewhere, as one does in a car. And when I got out of my car and picked up my phone, I noticed that I had a notification from my BMW app. And it says, hey, you have a software update for your car. Now, software updates for cars are not something that consumers usually have to deal with. Usually this is done by a dealership, right? Because, they plug in like a USB drive somewhere that you probably don't know where it is, and they update your car. Time was they would pop a DVD or something in a drive and update your car or whatever. So this was kind of a first for me. And the update process was about as identical to updating your Apple Watch as I've ever seen. So what happened was the software update downloads to your phone, and then when your phone is in the car, it sort of like uploads the update to your car. And then whenever the upload finishes, it puts a little notification in my iDrive display that says, you have an update ready to go. And the way it works is, you stop your car. It has to be in park. You click Start Update. The car reboots a couple times, and there's a little progress bar that sort of marches across the screen. And then my car got an update. And that was a first for me. As I understand it, Tesla, I think, does over-the-air updates for their car.
That is correct. Yes.
I can't think of any other car that comes to mind immediately that allows consumers to basically update themselves.
Yeah, I've never certainly had one or heard of one outside of the Tesla. Did you get any new sweet features, or was this just bug fixes and performance updates?
I have, that's a great question. I never even looked. Okay, so view changes. Okay, here we go. Let's see what changed in my car. Summary. Applicability of the remote software upgrade and release notes. Uh-oh. Is this going to be a rough translation? Function updates and quality enhancements, information about previous version, updating the onboard operating Okay, so we're going to skip all this. The remote software upgrade updates existing functions for equipped vehicles. Is recommended to perform the remote upgrade. iOS users. Okay. Hybrid. This doesn't tell me what changed.
Stuff.
This doesn't tell me anything. Function updates and quality enhancement.
There you go. Function updates and quality enhancements.
But it doesn't say anything. It doesn't say anything.
It's better now than it was before, in theory. Or you just have a different set of bugs. Because all software is awful.
Third row seat options. When transferring the upgrade from your smartphone. This tells me nothing. FAQ? No. I don't care about that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what changed. Nothing obvious changed. I don't know. And that frustrates me. I didn't even think about that. Thanks, Paul. I have no idea what changed in my car. No, it's okay.
I just wanted to know if you got any cool new features on your cool new car.
I don't think there's any new features. But tomorrow, before I go to the gym, I'm going to spend a little time flipping through my various screens to see if I got anything new.
Well, at least you know now you could get new features.
I could get new features.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I certainly haven't noticed anything, but then again, I'm sort of in a routine with this car right now where it's just like I get in the car, I start it, I turn on CarPlay, and then I don't really think about it. So, yeah.
Now you haven't had any more issues with CarPlay like you did on the first day? Good.
No, I haven't had any more crashes or disconnects.
Good.
Yeah, everything's been good. Now, on your CarPlay, I noticed that there's different wallpapers you can set.
Oh, I hadn't noticed that.
Yeah, so like in mine, I have a choice of like 5 colorful wallpapers that change in like they are dynamic in that, they slightly change whether or not like it's dark out or not. Mm-hmm. Or you can just have white and black or just black. And I go between the white and the black. The colors, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan. Next time you're in your car, go to your CarPlay settings and look at those and let me know what you think.
I will do that. I had no idea that was there.
Yeah. How do we get so much content out of this crap?
I don't know. We're professionals.
We are professionals.
Professionals. So before we wrap this up, I just have one quick question for you.
All right.
How's the lack of swearing going?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Not perfect.
I have sworn while on mute on a conference call. It doesn't count because I didn't swear in front of anybody.
Oh, okay, so there's rules. Okay.
Well, I mean, I thought we talked about that, right? Someone has to hear me say it.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's fine. Yep. Perfectly acceptable rule.
Yeah, so I'm still on track to for the what would we say, a $200 donation? I'm still on track for that. I have not sworn in front of anybody.
Okay.
So it is going well.
Good.
Now,
good.
Are you doing anything to improve yourself, or is this just a me thing?
No, I'm just no, absolutely not.
Okay.
I've made I've taken many hard looks at myself, and I've realized that this is as good as it's going to get, and I'm just writing things out until it's all over.
Well, Paul, if it makes you feel any better, I love you just the way that you are.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. And on that wholesome note, where can people find us?
Where can people find us? We're on the internet, it turns out. You can find us at doingtheirbest.com or on Twitter at doingbestpod. You can reach me on Twitter at Paul Baylor. That's BAHLER. And where can we find you, Drew?
Yeah, I'm over on Twitter at Pittfurg, PITTFURG.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening.